So now I'm just going to come up, I'm going to grab my 2 quick releases and yank everything free. And I just want you to see that these are legitimate lashings, that they can bear some weight. It just makes it easier if you have a handle. So I have about 48 inches of paracord here. I'm going to start by tying in a tomfool's knot. And to do that, I'm going to form a loop. Just like this, you see, simple loop. And I'm going to take these 2 upper portions and I'm going to push them opposite of each other so that I get this pretzel-like formation. Now if you look on the left-hand side, I have a piece here going through a window, piece here on the other side, it's the same thing. Now if I were to push these opposite strands through, this is how I get my tomfool's knot. And if you recognize this knot, it's actually on the cover art to the Ashley Book of Knots. Now I'm going to pull that all the way tight. And I'm going to adjust my loops. One is going to be small, one is going to be a little bit bigger. The one that's a little bit bigger, I want it about the size of my thumb. Okay. And now I'm going to lock it off here by just taking a twist of my cord and taking this little loop that I made and putting it right on top. There we go. Lock that off. Okay. Now, the opposite loop is going to be smaller. We want that to be about 3 diameters of our paracord. If you make it too tight, it's not going to work. Too loose, same thing, it's not going to work. So here we go, looking pretty good. Going to lock that off same way. Make a twist, form a loop, put it right on top and lock it off. Perfect. If you're following me, you should have something that looks like this. Here's a quick proof of concept demonstration on how this quick release works. If I take a bite and thread it through this small loop, I can take my marlin spike, thread it through the bite, and now everything stays tight until I pull this out and it'll all come apart, right? So now I'm going to take a bite of my cord again and thread it through this small loop. And instead of threading my marlin spike in for my quick release, I'm going to take a double bite of my cord to thread through. So here's my single bite. I'm going to fold that in half again. There's my double bite. I have 2 loops. I'm going to place it through and tighten everything up. Now everything will stay tight. When I want it to release, I'm going to pull on this small cord and it'll come apart. Now as I was editing, I realized I didn't use this thumb loop handle to pull in the initial tension, but that's what this is for. If I have 2 sides, I can pull here, and get my tension in, right? Now, if I were to do this without the thumb loop handle, it'll still work, but then I have to hold on to the cord itself. It just makes it easier if you have a handle. Now I'm going to use my marlin spike to put in some increased tension. Now I want to do the same thing on the other side, but I can already see that this loop has been stretched out, so I may have to retie it, but I'm going to try to put in the tension anyways. If it slips, it just means that loop is too big and I need to shorten it up. That looks like it was good. All right, so there we have it. We have our quick release lashing on a broom. Let's get this undone. So now I'm just going to come up, I'm going to grab my 2 quick releases and yank everything free. So I tied a metal pole to my pull-up bar here, and I just want you to see that these are legitimate lashings, that they can bear some weight. Okay. Now we're going to pull apart the quick releases. There you go.
To make it happen, you're going to roll your thumb towards you, and you're going to roll it into a loop. Once you have that loop, you're just going to keep rolling your thumb again, and it's going to fold over on itself, and you're going to have this little window that you can poke this standing in through. Just like that. Then that's what you're going to thread your marlin spike through, or your piece of pipe, tree branch. Pull it tight, and now you have a slick little handle that you can pull as much as you want, adjust tension, and it works really well. To undo it, you just slip it out and it comes undone.